threw some shots from this video in on part 2, showing that it's a success. DeWalt battery will run them. A few bugs to work out, getting it in, but now that that's done, making 2 more is not a big deal. This one is for part 3. Let's put them to the test and see if the things hang in there. Come along for the ride. Proof of why you want DeWalt adapter, the fuse block. Installing the saw, pulled 30 amps, pop the fuse. Buying 4 of them, they come with a bunch of the fuses, so no harm, no foul. But now I know that my saw, when installed, draws a lot of amps, and it's easy enough to solve the problem. 4 screws and a new fuse. So there we go. Push it in nice and tight. Put the cover back on. Screw down. Top. And we'll be back in business. Pitch down, place good. Screws back in place. There's my contacts. There's my dummy battery showing. So, battery back in business. Now I know my saw pulls that much. So, it's maybe 35 amp fuse, but lesson, don't install it with a 30 amp fuse when you're cutting full depth. That's the max this saw goes to. It says it right on it. The max is 1.5 inches. It's only meant to cut 2x as its heaviest work. So, if we're going to piss off my cheap tools enough to pop the fuse on the circular saw, why don't we stress out the Sawzall style with a pretty common thing that I do. Hacksaw blade. Yes. About 1/4 inch of steel. Yes. That's magnetic. Okay. And my screws came loose. I'm losing contact. But it's almost all the way through. There we go. They put the screws back correctly on that battery case. That was a broken case to start with, so that's why the screws are coming loose. Still, proof of concept. Good set of screws in there. The battery won't fall apart. You can see it right there. It came unclipped. That's why I'm losing juice. It's still there. It just needs to be happy again. And there you go. My bad. I had left one screw out because I was having a hard time finding the hole, and I wanted to hurry up and show you. When you rush, you make mistakes. I'm no better than anybody else. And there it is. The screw finding its happy home again. Now it won't pop. Lose the clip and those contacts inside. But like I said, this was a broken case. I dropped this a long time ago, so that's why it became the first candidate for pulling apart, taking the Ni Cads out. As you can see, there are cracks all along here. Another little crack there, another little crack there. It was cracked along there. What you'll see is little silver spots where I fixed this with a tool that's like a soldering iron, 50 watts, and it uses these little staples that heats them up and melts them in to give it a grip again. I might do a video on that tool. I got another wheelbarrow with a plastic barrel that had a tree fall on it, and it's got a big crack in it. And maybe I'll fix that with that same plastic tool and see how it holds up to some loads, because that's heavy plastic. I throw some weight in that one. That's why I got steel barrel on it. So, yeah. Insight for another video. In the meantime, back in business. It shook it apart because natural rhythm of a sawzall shakes the shit out of everything. And that's about it. Full disclosure, you've seen it pop a fuse, you've seen it do the cuts. They survive. They're Aldi's brand tools that I picked up back in the Ni Cad days. But I find it pretty handy having a little circular saw and a sawzall that I could just plug a battery in without having to get out the extension cords. I also got a cordless router, and $5 each for the little kid's car adapter and a little bit of time to wire it up into the unobtainium brand Ni Cad batteries, and I don't have to throw away tools that I bought a long time ago because I lost the charger and none of the others fit. Or I would have to rebuild the batteries with Ni Cad cells if they no longer take a charge, even if I have the charger. If the charger ever goes south, then what do I do? Well, now I don't have to worry about it. DeWalt 20-volt max has been around for a while. It'll probably be around for a long time because pros use it, and I'm adapted to it. So, Home Depot, that's a Timu battery, and it actually holds up pretty good. You could get the same no-name brand DeWalt clones on Amazon for a decent price. My charger that came with them went south already, the DeWalt brand one. I bought a double battery charger from Timu, and it's back in business. So there's ways to save money and still hang on to the old stuff. It doesn't have to go into a landfill. And I'll still get plenty of use out of them. For $5 a piece and a little bit of time. So, like I say, it's not junk. It's just my ideas waiting to happen. Talk to you later.